Well, hello everyone on the internet and here in my cast of people. How are you? I'm
Also, we are on the internet.
That's true. You were I guess the first thing did sort of get everybody in a catch-all sort of situation. I just
Nah, I'm on dial up.
But thank you for thinking
It's
of
still the
us.
internet.
Nah, ain't real internet.
Jacob coming at us from 1994 whenever dial-up was a thing.
I mean, I think dial up was a thing straight up until 2000.
Maybe.
Some people still only have dial-up.
Yeah, they're called my dad.
Yeah, think about that.
Oh man. Oh,
No kink shaming here on stream.
you 100% just made me sad by stating that some people only still have dial up. That just like hurt me just a little bit because
Don't
I
let
couldn't
sentimentality hold
Potential
you back,
viewers
Al.
forever lost.
I couldn't imagine my life with just dial up.
It would be impossible.
You would be getting text logs
Yeah.
of Distracted Elf.
Yeah, it would be a very, very low bitrate stream. Let's put it that way. Um, so how is everybody? How have you been the last week or so, my compatriots?
All clammed up. How about you?
Like a fish.
You guys are the
Clammed
worst.
up.
You guys are the
Damn.
worst.
I guess I'm Aquaman then. Jeez.
Oh, hell
Got a
yeah.
fish and a clam rolling up with me.
I've been good, thanks. I ran some Apocalypse World and some Blades in the Dark over the course of the last week, so it's been pretty eventful for me. A new Arkham Horror expansion came out, so I'm very excited because I can't stop talking about Arkham Horror.
Nice.
And that's me.
Sean does love his Arkham Horror. It
I
is
do.
true.
I got a nice long weekend because I work a 9 to 5 type of job.
You
So
monster.
I played way too much StarCraft, way too much Diablo, way too much Civ. And then I played Pandemic Legacy, which continues to be a very fun but very stressful game. A
Yeah.
very, very stressful game as it
Both
goes
of those are
on.
true.
And how about you, Andrew? Anything cool over the past 2 days since I saw you last?
Yeah, I mean, you see me too often. I can't really give you. If I give you regular updates every time I see you, it's just like I have to describe it down on the like minute level. You know, I can't just be like, in this past week there was this highlight.
You
It's
just
like, I don't
you
know.
just like had a really good sandwich that one day, like
Yeah.
6.3 hours of sleep.
I I um I think at the LARP game I was at this weekend, I think I slept for more of it than I was awake for.
That's rare.
And only because the character is like such a dopey,
Oh, I was like, what are you
Like,
taunting? That's the next question.
napping, stupid, lazy person, and nobody woke me up for stuff. So I was just like, well, in character, I would go and nap now. Like, and I just pray that someone will wake me up if something exciting happens. No.
No.
But also I was a little bit sick, so it was, it was a thing. It was probably good. It was probably
But
good.
next week,
Mm.
this weekend
Yeah,
coming
this
up,
coming weekend is going to be exciting.
it's
So,
going to be things.
I hope
Are you
that.
at the same thing?
Sorry.
Is that when are you guys at the same LARP thing?
Yep.
Yeah, when me and Jacob go to the same one.
And we get the huge influx of
Of
fellow
elven allies. Yeah, we have like a bunch of people running new characters that are all part of like the same tribe as ours. So there's like this big influx of
Oh,
related characters.
and they've all read every single line of your special.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they have.
They have.
They have been
They have.
run through the ringers on them.
I'm very excited actually about all of that, but
Cool.
I hope that the conditions are good enough that like camping is viable.
I mean, camping for me is going to be viable unless it's minus 15.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing, right? But like that weird storm we had this weekend.
Yeah, whatever. I'll just hang out, start up a fire. It's cool.
Indeed. So yeah, I'll hand this over to Andrew, our GM in chief currently of the situation.
Well,
Andrew, you're looking very good today. I just want to say, please
Oh,
don't kill me.
hey.
your nose is looking a little brown, Sean.
Yeah. Oh.
Hey, Jacob. Which
What?
which overlay am I using today? Are we using like which character are you?
I'm old drugged out, so we're Ivan.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
all right.
Brutus
So I
Yeah.
gotta do the
lost
other
to his
the other
dice.
overlay. Hang on.
Beep.
No, Rubik's
Yeah,
wouldn't do
right.
something this stupid. Come on.
Yeah, it's true.
Right, so y'all were planning a distinctly unfirebirdsy operation of infiltrating a fancy party
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
order to steal things?
Yeah.
Guys, it's not season 1. What are you doing?
Oh.
Yeah.
I hate you now. I take it all back.
Ow.
But yeah, we had already lined everything up. Y'all got your invite by talking to what's her name? Who works for the Hive.
Ashlyn.
Ashlyn, yeah.
And okay, so if I recall correctly, you got invitations to the party. She wanted you to, like, generally steal things, or did y'all have an objective in there?
I think we were just going to take what we could take.
There was something she wanted us to get specifically.
Yeah, she
though.
wanted us to get like one specific thing.
Well,
Didn't
then
she-
there was stuff she wanted you to not touch.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, it was the exact
stuff-
opposite of that.
The stuff in the boathouse or the
On the
like
south
on the
part of the
yeah,
manor.
in that one place in the manor exactly that we weren't supposed to touch.
No, and we will definitely not go there.
Yeah, we will certainly not
Immediate.
end up there.
What I love about like emceeing games is that things that I will say casually and like not really think twice about then become like significant. You know, so it's
Isn't
like,
that
oh,
great?
It's in the boathouse on the south side. Like y'all actually retain all that stuff, which is delightful. Because
Yeah.
I'm like, I can
Yeah, because you specifically told us not to go there.
Yeah, I mean,
So
if
the
you if,
only
look,
thing we remember
look,
about the job,
anyone who ever says to me, Elf, don't go to the subway station on 13th Street, I'm gonna remember that shit.
That's
because
that's
where I'm not
adventurous
supposed to
speak.
go. That's adventurer speak for there's a clan of kobolds that live there that you have to kill to take their treasure.
yeah, there is definitely treasure in this place. Don't go there. Going there is bad. Okay. Do y'all have any sort of plan that we're gonna roll engagement for here?
Well, I assume it is a social plan. I don't know.
Yeah, social plan. Our connection is Brants, maybe.
Was our
I mean, we-
connection brands?
is it social though?
No one has contacted her.
No.
I
No.
don't think it's social because social would be like making a deal with the Kinclades.
Oh,
I think.
okay.
If you were
Yeah,
going there to try to like interact with a specific person. It was about getting access to someone.
so
Then
is
it's
it
stealth.
is it
Stealth or deception?
Oh.
Like the two things that all of us suck at.
So here's the thing about
mean, that's what
deception
you
versus
think.
stealth in my mind. Is deception is you being like, oh, we're here to pick up those things that we're supposed to be picking up. We're the movers or whatever. And then like people know that you're there and you're doing the thing, but they
Yeah.
think you should be. Whereas stealth to steal stuff would just be that like we go to the party, but then we sneak out midway through.
Yeah, with the stuff. That's my thought. So,
Yeah, I think it's stealth then.
I'm willing to hear other arguments, but that's my plan
no?
of attack.
I think that's probably the go.
Now, if you wanted to do something in line with your crew's XP triggers, you could, show up at their front door and demand that they pay you protection money, or
Or we could just pull a gun out at the party and fire it into the
come in
air.
in full force. Yeah.
Everybody pulls on their
Well-
masks all of our guys are in the party. They all pull on their masks and it's a stick up now.
Yeah,
like
or
that.
you could like blow up their house or sink all of their like little gifts and ships, and if you wanted to like sabotage some things.
I don't.
I'm just putting it out there.
Like if Rubik's was here, then we'd be talking about these things.
Yeah, I mean, as long as everyone's okay with it, I'm cool with doing something silly and kind of out of tact for us this time around.
Me
but
too. I don't
Yeah.
mind.
I just want to dress up and be fancy.
I mean, I'd love to see what Thorn it looks like in a fancy
Washed
party.
up.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah, have we made any rolls to acquire you
I'm
nice
just saying.
clothes?
I'm just saying. Like, yeah.
I'm going to spend I'm going to spend a coin and a downtime action to acquire an asset. And that is
Taylor.
like
For Thorn
yeah, like
makeover montage.
yeah, makeover montage for Thorn. That's the asset I'm seeking to acquire.
Okay. Are any NPCs helping you with this?
I hope to God so. Who do we have? I don't. I have a locksmith and a noble that hates me.
I
So.
can
I
think
got
of one
a
NPC
corpse
that's
thief.
heavily invested in Thorn being pretty.
I got a corpse thief.
Bricks it is.
Are you going to use Eckard to acquire clothing by taking it
Oh
off?
my
of the corpse?
God.
Yes.
It's going to be
Dead
someone's
people?
like black
Yes.
funerary wear that you then put Thorn in.
Oh my God.
That is exactly what we're doing.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
All right. So yeah.
Okay.
But this is going to be totally unintentional too. It's going to be like the two of them are talking about the situation, and Eckard comes up with the idea.
Eckard is just like,
I know
and
exactly.
it's like her, right? That one? Yeah, we just might have something.
Really?
One of those. Yeah.
You have something. Well, that's
Just
wonderful.
her size or close enough anyways. And he has like his what does Eckert use? I imagine Eckert uses like a little like gondola style boat in the canals because that's like the most out of sight place to move
So
contraband.
wait. Is Ivan doing this or is Song doing this? Because
sounds like Ivan's doing
yeah,
it
it
then.
sounds like
so
Ivan's doing it.
you
Oh,
you can
no.
spend your coin, Ivan.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll spend my coin to do it then.
Okay,
I'm just
so
saying.
Thank you. That's a good point.
Just saying.
we're acquiring an asset. What skill are you using to acquire this asset?
It's the cruise tier.
You roll the cruise tier.
Yeah, for acquire an asset. I'm pretty
Oh,
sure.
okay, great. You get +1 die because Eckert is helping.
Okay.
And your
So-
successes on this roll, or your result on this roll, will determine the quality of the asset.
Cool. So 2 dice.
2 dice.
Cool.
Okay, so with that, it's going to be just like a regular tier 1 dress.
Tier
Yeah.
1 dress.
We're gonna
Would-
spend one of my coins.
If you want to spend a coin, you can bump it up.
Songs acquiring accessories.
And so here's the thing. The location we are going to is it's in Six Towers, right? That's what we decided.
Yeah, it was in 6 Towers, yeah.
Yeah.
And so Six Towers is a very fancy neighborhood.
It's a little above our pay grade generally.
Yeah.
Completely.
So if you want this to fly,
I thought it was Brightstone.
or is it Brightstone?
Was
I
it
think it's
Brightstone?
Brightstone.
I
It might
think
have
it's
been Brightstone,
Brightstone.
yeah.
I think it's
Okay, yeah.
Brightstone.
Even worse then.
Yeah.
If we're hitting the Kinklates where they live, yeah, it's definitely Brightstone.
Yeah, sorry, Brightstone. I get those mixed up because I don't live in this place.
This is fictional world of ours.
Because I do not live in fictional world land.
Yeah, so right, and this is alphabetical, so Brightstone is going to be up here. Yeah. So it has the highest possible security and safety and wealth ratings. And 0 criminal influence. It is the most like orderly, straight up place.
Was.
So,
Was,
knowing
yeah.
that, you need like the finest thing that you can muster. So you could even spend 2 coin to make this a crit to get like, something real nice.
The
if you wanna
finest
go with the
attire. I'll spend a coin if somebody like tells
Yeah.
Thorn that she needs to spend a coin.
Because
then she
this,
would do
I
it.
guess in theory, then this is sort of like for all of us. Acquire an asset, fancy
Yeah, and this is
clothes.
clothes for all of you, but it's all off of dead nobility. That
Yeah.
But we have
Icarus has
no
stolen.
idea it's off of dead nobility.
Well, he just gives you the clothes, right? Because he only wants the corpses. The clothing normally he has like a little side racket and selling off that kind of stuff. And he has to split it with the gravediggers who he bribes in order to get the corpses in the first place.
Yeah, so if we're gonna
Yep.
pay him, then it works out, right?
Or not the gravediggers, but the like
Crematorium people.
crematorium people whom he has in his sway. So
The
yeah,
Ash
you all can wear
Accountants.
kind of last season's clothes for dead people. But if you spend some extra coin, they'll be really nice. So you're gonna bump that all the way up.
Yeah,
Oh,
I-
yeah.
I think that's the plan.
They'll effectively be tier 3 clothes at that point, right? Because a 6 would get you one up. It would
Yeah.
get an additional one up.
Yeah, I forget like what the best quality is, but yeah, so 2 coin would get us
Exquisite.
tier 3, which is I think exquisite. Because one more would be, so we spend 1 for the downtime action. We
Yeah.
then we get the 5, so that's tier 1, which is just standard. We then get
Yeah.
fine clothing by spending another coin. We then get exquisite clothing by spending a 3rd coin.
Yes.
So
And this includes like some of that coin goes to like hiring a tailor to get them fitted to you
right,
guys. People were of different sizes than you. And to get to make the whole thing kind of work.
yeah, some lessons and like how to walk, like
Well, yeah, that'll be a whole other thing.
yeah, well, we'll see
That'll
what
come up
happens.
later.
I'm really looking forward to role playing that.
But this will at least like be a useful asset to you guys to keep you from being just immediately marked as not belonging in the
Yeah,
district.
yeah.
Um,
You guys got like
heavily secured and patrolled.
fancy suits, you know, like
Mm.
long coats and stuff. Oh,
Is there anything else that you all want to acquire for this mission?
Don't know if we have enough money now.
I
I'm
have
out.
one.
I'm out of coin.
I have
Yeah,
one
same
left.
here.
Because here's what I would propose as being a sensible way for y'all to proceed with this.
Sure.
Which is that all the houses in Brightstone have like canal access and byways and stuff like that. A lot of them underground, so it'll be like a catacomb, like sewer tunnel kind of thing with water in it. That's like a maintenance access way. And so that would be one way to move your contraband offsite,
Using a boat.
surreptitiously.
So we need to acquire a boat, basically, or a gondola.
Yeah, and then that way your crews can be involved as well because you can't afford to outfit everyone.
Right, that makes
Right?
sense.
So your rooks and your cult, they're kind of high and dry and not able to come along. If you want to include them in the operation, that's
Yeah.
going to complicate things in the same way that y'all not having the right clothes and stuff would complicate.
Well, I'm gonna go talk to some of my fellows at the docks, some of my fellow Scovelanders,
Hell yeah.
and spend a rep from the crew, which brings us to 8 out of 12.
Yeah, I mean, we could also, there like are the gondoliers are a faction. You could hire one of them out. They're very discreet.
Sure, yeah, I'd be happy to
You wanna
do
go
that.
that way, or if you want to get like some revolutionary folks to
Yeah,
Right.
Song. Talk to your people. Your blonde-haired people.
yeah, however you want to do it. I'm just again.
I
giving
think
you
like I,
Yeah.
Sean, the player, would like to have the gondoliers, but I think it makes sense for Song to go to his friends.
go to
yeah.
some like Scove.
Go to some ex-military scoves.
Cool. Okay. And maybe so then this wouldn't be like a gondola exactly. This would be like
Like a barge of some kind.
like a little barge that is in that's some kind of like service vehicle for like
Mhm.
making the like canal walls.
Sure.
And so they kind of are inconspicuous in that sense, like they're around, and it makes sense for them to be in various places because they do maintenance and stuff like that. It's the equivalent of having like the garbage truck
Yeah.
full up, you know?
Got to paint the electroplasmic coating to keep the ghosts off.
Yeah, shit like that. So, yeah, it's a maintenance crew, or some scopes who have stolen a maintenance vehicle.
Sure.
Whatever. How are you going to acquire this?
So I'm gonna acquire an asset, roll our tier. I spend a rep to do it because I'm just like, hey, the Firebirds are looking for some help.
Great.
And
We are very, very high profile, of course.
hey, we're tier 1. We do all right.
You're a bunch of tier 1 nobodies, but you're very nearly tier 2 nobodies. So things are looking up.
I like being nobodies. It keeps the targets off my back.
Yeah, being known is not
All
necessarily.
right, time to get those time to get those terrible rolls out of the way.
Yeah. I'm excited.
So, yeah, your friends can help you with their stolen barge that they have. They recently, like, as part of their like revolutionary proceedings, like took down some city workers and like killed them and dropped them in the canal, and now they have this little barge, and it has like a kiln or something. There's some kind of like industrial equipment on it because they like make bricks and install them
Sure.
and stuff like that. And so they can like fire custom made like patchwork bricks for the canal walls and stuff like that. It's got a little like coal burning engine in it, like a little steam engine.
Yeah.
Paddles, and it's slow and lazy in the water. It doesn't handle very well.
That's fine. I'm gonna spend 1 coin to get this up to standard R tier. So
Okay.
rather than 0, and I think that coin is going to find its way to the office of a low-level bureaucrat in Brightstone to schedule some maintenance
Yeah,
that day.
totally.
Yeah.
Even though your maintenance vehicle is kind of sketchy, it is at least supposed to be there.
Yeah,
Yes.
if
You can be
if
like-
somebody calls and is like, "Is there supposed to be a thing here?" Like, actually,
yeah.
there is. Yeah.
Yeah, you'll have like some paperwork or whatever if the blue coats harass them at a checkpoint or something.
Sure.
Great.
Yeah. I'm out of money, so that's
Yeah, me too. I've been out of money since
the song has ended.
Since
And so I think all of this contributes to a clock, which is like a we don't want it to be filled kind of clock.
Oh boy,
6 count for the cruise cover.
you're at 6 count clock.
I want you to 6 count my clock.
What?
And so yeah, should this clock be filled, then they're onto you. They'll see you in the streets and they'll think you won't belong there. They'll see your skiff and they'll be like, this is suspicious.
Yeah.
If this clock is not yet filled, then it's all fine. All that prep work you've laid. Essentially, this is like you have 6 armor against detection that will get eaten up by you.
that makes sense. Yeah.
It's another way to look at this. Cool. Well, why don't we cut right to it then?
Roll
we can
some
find out-
engagement.
we can find out how good Thorn looks and all this kind of shit
Okay,
once
so
we're in the element of it. So 1 die for pure luck.
okay,
So you have 1 die.
yep.
Does the plan's detail expose a vulnerability of the target or hit them where they're weakest?
No, this hits them where they're strongest.
So in terms of the location, yes, they're very strong, but the timing is actually significant. They are hosting a party, and so the areas that you need to be stealing from maybe are not in as much use, and maybe people power on the site is going to be mostly focused on this other thing. So I'm actually going to say that it's a good time to strike at them
Oh,
Okay,
Yeah, because they're distracted.
because the party is a great cover for you guys in terms of taking up people's attention and giving you an opportunity to enter and all that kind of stuff. Can your friends or contacts provide aid or insight for the operation?
didn't they already?
We've spent money for assets and stuff. I don't think we have. I don't at least have any extra stuff to bring to bear.
Yeah, and I mean, you got an invite to the party by way of the Hive.
So does that help? I mean, does that like doing that job kind of get us?
Yeah, I think they're backing your place. That'll get you an extra die.
Okay.
Okay,
Any other elements that we want to consider, like a lower tier target or a higher tier target? It's definitely a higher
The higher
tier.
tier target. Yeah.
It will ditch
Fair
one
is fair.
die.
Yeah, I mean we're like putting our meager budget up against the security of the King Claith family, right? Like
Yeah, and then you're definitely like all scores in this district count as being in hostile turf for heat later.
Oh, yeah.
So the cost
Sure.
also will come in that way.
Is this operation particularly bold or daring?
Yes.
I'd say it's bold. So you can be at 3 die
Sure.
for engagement.
Okay, are you guys ready for triple ones?
Indeed, always. That's how the
Yeah.
Firebirds roll.
Here we go.
you did manage to fail. Yeah.
We did get a straight. So hey,
Well, sadly, you're not playing some kind of weird poker variant of this game. And a 3, a 1, and a 2 is equivalent to rolling 3 ones.
Yep, it sure
Wait,
is.
Kickstarter goal.
You know how
Weird poker equivalent of this game.
you know how in Blood Letters it's always talk shit roll crits. In our game, it's talk shit roll really poorly.
Talk shit,
Well, it's
get
just
hit.
It's like Catalyst calls it every time, and he called that crit last session,
I call
And then-
everything.
and then he called this. So he just needs to be more optimistic in his calls, and then things will
And then
start.
things
I am
will pick
being
up.
super-
Yeah, you're psychically influencing the die.
How would I not want this operation to be the biggest shit show of our lives?
That's true.
Okay,
This is
so
perfect.
You know,
here's
I would just like things to go nice once.
here's the
No.
consequence of this engagement roll.
Sure.
Yeah.
And this is one of those ones where because I'm giving you something for free, then I'm taking something else very bad. So y'all are in the boathouse, and there's this great big stack of crates. Your little like maintenance skiff has come in through the like catacomb, labyrinth of catacomb passages under the district,
Yeah.
waiting there. And there's like a couple little like gondolas and stuff in this boathouse. It's like so like the canal comes in, and then it's like 3 times as wide as the little underground canal, and has little berths for these various like gondolas and service vehicles where they'll receive like deliveries and stuff here. And so yeah, y'all are in there. There's a bunch of cargo crates, like shipping crates and stuff in one corner, which were the ones that were described to you. And they have the like Kinclaith family. Actually,
Logo.
no, they don't have the Kinclaith family seal on them. They have
The hives.
They're unmarked, right? I think.
no, they're totally unmarked. Yeah,
'Cause I think that's what Ashlyn said.
Yeah.
yeah, and there's like I think there's a piece of paper like nailed to one of the crates, which is like a little like manifest or like / shipping like bill, where it's like take these to this place. Here's what's in it. And there's one of those on there if you care to read it. And yeah,
I do.
great. It describes a long list of very familiar objects, in that you have already sold all of the things listed here in the warehouse job previously.
Oh.
Okay.
So yeah, it like you're reading its song, and maybe it doesn't make a lot of sense to you, but Ivan,
Right.
or
No, Ivan wasn't there either.
but I mean, y'all helped in like processing all this.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Would have been
Yeah.
involved. So
Okay.
yeah, you recognize these objects as being things that you took out of the warehouse that burned down, and that you have sold. The dates on the like manifest of when it was like signed off
Yeah.
don't line up such that they could have gotten here by you selling them and then the Kinclays buying them. But they just have this like list, this perfect itemized list of a bunch of things that you've already sold somewhere else. Your gut tells you that probably that means that what's in these crates is not these things that it lists. Yeah, y'all have like slipped through the party uneventfully, and you've just like rendezvoused with your team of your cohorts, but you haven't really like stolen anything yet. What do you want to do?
These boxes are the ones we're not supposed to touch, right?
That's
Well, well, it couldn't be that bad.
We made a deal with the Hive. I don't know if we want to go back on a deal that we made with some other thing and get more in trouble with that. Can we find something around here that is like stealable?
Well, maybe they won't.
There was plenty of stuff to steal back in the mansion.
Like their silverware.
Yeah.
Sean is just like, you idiot. There's so much better.
I would like to do a flashback of
Right.
essentially casing the joint.
Yeah, like on your way through to meet
Yeah.
up with the crew.
Yeah.
So I feel what is this for a flashback stress wise? Is this stress? Is this any stress? Is this something I could have just completely reasonably done, or is it one?
I think it's one because it would have
Okay.
required you like exposing yourself to some danger, and you know, you're not just going to get it for free just by walking down the hall. You had to be like peeking in rooms and
Okay.
you know, servants as they like scurry back and forth trying to get more canapes to the pretty floor and
Nah,
shit.
canapes.
Yeah. So I'm gonna spend 2 more stress to get a dot in survey.
Uh-huh. You're gonna roll survey.
And
Yeah.
gosh,
Vigorously hug them.
anybody have anything for me? Devil's bargain.
I mean, I'll help you. I'll help you out.
Okay, you'll help me. So spend
So
1
I'll
stress.
spend a stress.
What are you doing?
Uh,
Or what have you given me or something? You're a leech, right?
yeah, he's a leech, but I feel like Ivan is one of those guys that's really good at being distracting.
Hmm.
So, like, a servant would turn the corner to come down the hallway where you're scouting, and Ivan would just like put his arm across the other wall and just be like, "Oh, hey, how are you?
Are those canapes? And like, take a look.
These are delicious."
This silverware is amazing.
Thorn.
When do you get it?
And the reason Thorn isn't being helpful at all is because she's trying very hard not to trip.
Yeah, on your like sumptuous gown
Yeah.
you're wearing.
Nice.
Trying very, very hard not to trip.
Right. When we flash back to the present, I have to remember to have Bricks stare at you for a really long time. I will offer you a devil's bargain.
Sure. What is it?
So you're like a handsome young Scovelander.
Yeah.
Like you're like very fit and you're
Mhm.
sharply dressed.
Yeah. He's like he's got like a fox fur like collar on, and like a really nice button up shirt and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Whew.
There's a man. He's kind of like of indistinct background, but he
Mhm.
kind of looks like he might be from the Dagger Isles.
Okay.
Very sharply dressed in very fine clothes with a short cropped beard.
Okay.
And a certain dramatic flair to his body language, who will notice you and like make a pass at you in
Sure.
some secret corridor,
Okay.
for an extra die. Like in the course of your search, you draw.
So can the search take more time for an extra die? Is that what we're saying here?
Well, you might see some rooms,
Yeah. So
It's
Yeah,
possible.
you know who I'm
it's
talking about,
it's
right?
possible you might see some.
It's-
Song doesn't
it's-
know this person, but Sean definitely knows.
it's Rafello, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course it's Rafello. Okay.
Yep.
As the audience, like seeing this movie, we're like, oh shit.
Here
Um,
comes
But none of
round
these
two.
characters know anything about Rafello, really.
Yeah. No. I will totally take him up on that.
Great. He just wants to paint your portrait or something.
Yeah. Can I use that to increase my effect for the Devil's Bargain?
Sure, as long as you take it, I don't care what you do with it. Let me screw with you.
All right, and then I'll push myself for the die. So, oh yeah, because I've already got the Devil's Bargain. So let's do this then. I'm surveying. What is my position here? What is my position of my effect as a baseline?
I don't want to keep always having you guys be at desperate, so we'll start you at risky.
Sure.
And limited, so you can bump up to standard effect. I think.
Okay, cool. That's fair. Yeah, I mean it's a big place and they have security, so you
Yeah,
know.
exactly. Like, it's just
Yeah.
that you have like a very narrow window of time, so you can't do like a thorough job of catching everything.
All right, so I get 1 bonus die from Ivan helping me out, and 1 bonus die for the me pushing myself. Here we go.
Yay!
A 6.
You don't say. Well,
Oh,
so in the
well.
course of your searching around,
Mhm.
You like bump into this man in the corridor, and like
Sure.
you both know you're not where you're supposed to be. And so
Right.
it's like there's this like awkward moment, but he's very quick to like smooth it over.
Uh-huh.
By making some comment about the architecture. He's just like, wonderful, these old manors, isn't it? The flow of the place always baffles me a little bit, though. I get lost easily.
It's a lot to take in.
And he like pulls a candle or like a little lantern lamp off the wall and like holds it close to your
Yeah.
face.
And Song is sizing him up, but more in the sense of like, do I need to kill this person right here, right now?
Yeah, and you can like smell a bit of brandy on his breath as he like
Mhm.
leans in close and like gets a good. He's like, let me get a good look at your face. Yes, and like, like does the thing where he actually like puts a finger under your chin and like
Sure.
moves you into the light a little bit. And it's just like those features. I've been looking for someone like you to. I'm a painter, and this latest piece needs. Well, I didn't know I was waiting for you, but it must be you.
Well, I am here to take in some of the artwork, I say.
And so he
Always a steamy affair.
nods and then says, there's a study down that hall. Do you mind if I drew you? It'll only take a moment. I just want to capture your essence. He says ominously.
Yes, so I think we established I do this because of the devil's bargain.
And so he shows you this room, and it's like very obviously the like patriarch's personal study
Oh
that
my
Raffaello has like somehow broken into.
Yeah.
And so there's all kinds of nice stuff here. Why don't you go ahead and ask me a couple questions from your survey list? And because you are a lurk, I'm sure you have lots of appropriate stuff for stealing things.
Yeah. So what should I look out for? The context wise, not Raffaello,
Yeah.
but like what should I look
Yeah,
out
like
for?
things to
This-
steal
yeah.
or whatever.
What should I look out for? Well.
So you come into this room, and so I say like it has lots of nice things. Like the furniture is very nice,
Sure.
but it's all been covered over with cloth.
Uh,
Like all the sofa has like a white, canvas cloth over it, and the desk has a white canvas cloth over it, and
yeah.
everything has been taken off of all the shelves. And Raffaello is just like talking while walking. He's just like, "Oh yes." What was Andrel's dad's name, Sean?
Brannon.
Yeah, Brannon passed away some months ago.
Oh, that's a shame.
This was his study, and he like turns and looks at you and kind of like gestures, grandly at it. Everything's been taken away, but no one will come looking for us, at least. And he like sets down this little like oil lamp on the
Mhm.
on the desk and pulls out some, random like papers and a quill from inside, like a rollback.
Oh, nice.
And he sets to like sketching you, and you're taking this opportunity to like look around.
Yeah,
But it
yeah.
occurs to you that like all of this guy's stuff has got to be somewhere, and it's going to already be packed up, and like it's going to be super easy to take, and it'll be all the best stuff. It's all going to be in one.
Oh, yeah, I guess it might be.
And do you have another question you would like to ask?
Yeah, sure. Oh, well, I guess the next question is how can I find that stuff? Is it the boxes? I mean, is that
No, not in the
Okay.
boathouse.
okay? Then yes,
Too
that's
nice. This is too nice for that. No, this would be in like an attic or a storage space of some kind. It might also be um, that it's being processed in terms of like a lawyer is going through it and like figuring out all the assets and dividing the wealth amongst his Brandon's kids. Essentially, there's like the whatever it's called where you
The estate,
the
like the
adjudication of his estate. Yeah.
sure,
Yeah.
And yeah, maybe again, this is like Raffaello like talking to you while drawing. And there is something very hypnotic about him, and you're like,
yeah, like he.
moved away, right?
It's one of those things like he knows why I'm here, kind of, and so.
And he's
yeah.
like, yes, nasty business. Their children cannibalistically tearing the old man apart. And like as he's saying this, he's like punctuating it with these like pulls of the quill across the paper. While I was looking for this room, I found another where it all is laid out, quite grim, but very inspiring. I made some sketches, and he like gestures behind him, and there's a stack of papers that he's been drawing on. And he's been like stealing all of this from this room.
Wonderful. So I basically need to find like where his lawyer is to get, or like it would be here on site though. Yeah.
Yeah. The last detail of it, he's like, yes, and they're, what's the word for lawyer in this setting? They have a different one.
Advocate.
Advocate. Anyways, whatever. Yeah.
Do they have an actual term in the book?
Yeah, they're like a.
Okay, we can just say lawyer for now. It's
Anyways,
fine.
but lawyer, yeah. He's still here working through the party. Andrew invited him out for a drink, and he refused. It was terribly rude. What's his name?
And then Andrew rolled on the table of names.
Yeah, what's a good name for a shitty lawyer?
Errol.
Well, I think he would just be Lord something or other, right? It's Lord Carstus or something. Terribly dull, not an appreciator of the arts. I must say I'm delighted to meet such a person as you here. Someone who really appreciates the finer things. And he's like just putting the last little touches.
Yeah.
He's like, well, thank you very much for taking the time to indulge me. And he like puts the quill back in the pot.
Sure. Does anything happen, or do I just walk out of here?
Like on your way out, he's just like, I'm sure I'll see you again. Enjoy the party. And he like sits back in this guy's like massive, like high-backed leather chair that's covered in a white sheet, and he's got this like cup of brandy that he's sipping while staring at your back as you leave.
There's probably like a circle of the flame reminiscent symbol like somewhere behind him.
Yeah, totally. Some, weird occult statuette or something that hadn't been moved on yet. So you gathered a bunch of information, and now we're back in the present.
Yeah, so I'm telling them this. I was like, if we can find this Lord Carstus, we can press him for the location of the goods.
So what we should be doing rather than standing here is looking around.
Sounds good.
And like Milos has a pry bar out and is going for the stack of crates in the corner.
No, not those ones. Just wait.
And yeah, he's got like a hand on one, and he's about to like slide the pry bar in.
Thorn like doesn't even turn around. It's just like
I know what you're doing.
Yeah.
And he's like, really? What did we come here for? Not to take.
There's better stuff to take.
We don't even know what's in here. And he's like, seriously, I'm the only one who's curious? And he's looking at everyone else, and everyone else is like, He's like,
like Song is also very curious, but trying not to like be like, yeah, no, me too.
No, Ivan has nothing for social sway at all. So he straight up looks curious. Is like the fingers together is like, yeah, I'm kind of curious.
Thorn's just gone like, okay, I'm gonna look around. I'm gonna look around elsewhere, and like leaves sort of before this can become her problem.
I look to Brix as a fellow Scovelander for assistance, and Brix is just totally not even paying attention to me.
Yeah, Brix is just like looking at Thorn
Mhm.
reverently / lustfully.
I love it. Are
So yeah, what do you guys do?
I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to circulate socially.
Yes, this
Oh,
is
God.
a good plan. I approve.
So Thorn is gonna make her way back down the halls to like the main, like ballroom area, I guess, like sort of reception area where the party is happening mostly.
Are you going to be on someone's arm or are you going to go alone?
I'm going on my own.
Flying solo. Okay.
Well, unless one of these two is following me, but like
Good. I mean,
like I'm standing a mile away from this shit.
and Briggs.
I mean, I'll go if necessary, but sounds like Brix has probably got this covered.
and I was
So
gonna say
Briggs is not
Briggs,
dressed for the
Briggs doesn't
party.
have the clothes for the party.
Oh,
so
right.
he can't.
Unless you wanted to splurge to get him.
No,
Well, I don't.
I don't have the
Yeah,
coin, so I can't.
I mean, you can spend rep to do
So,
it.
I
and just
guess-
put it out there.
no,
We can
no.
retroactively-
Ivan, do you want to go?
I have no money, and I'm too curious.
No, I mean,
about
do
the
you want to?
boxes.
Oh, you're curious about the boxes. All right, I'm gonna go with Thorn then, because I need to get back in there and find Lord Karstus.
Okay, so 2 of you are doing the wise thing, and 1 of you is going to poke his nose in it.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
This is what I'm
That's-
understanding. Okay,
Yeah, that's perfectly fine.
This
Okay,
is
so we'll-
every single game.
let's start with the poking the nose in it, and then we'll go see what happens. In the
sounds
party.
good.
Okay.
And so, yeah, the 2 of you, Ivan, or not Ivan, sorry, Song and Thorn, you like go off to the party to find Lord Karstus, who is a magistrate. Thank you,
Yeah,
Mag, for digging that
thank
up.
you, Meg.
Yeah, Ivan, what do you want to do with this box? Like the rest of the crew is kind of just like sitting around. They're waiting to be told where the stuff is for them to need to load onto this barge.
So they've kind of just like gone and have left me or Ivan alone completely.
Yeah, and so like
I mean-
Milos like watches them
Like,
leave and then
Milos-
looks over at you with the like conspiratorial like, all right, so now we get to do the thing, right?
I think
He
we
like
do.
pulls on his mustache a little.
Hey,
Yeah, I'm curious. You called me on it. I am nothing but an inquisitive mind about the things that I shouldn't know about. So,
you and Thorn have a lot in common.
right?
Yeah, and Milos' contribution to the conversation is like those hive fuckers always have the best things. Very wealthy, very well connected. If this is theirs or they want it, that means we want it.
I think we want it more than they do. But let's take a small peek before we take anything. They wouldn't miss a few things. So I'm going to do, I think it's a study roll.
Yeah, and you're gonna try to like figure out what all this stuff is.
Yeah.
Totally, yeah. If you want to make an inventory of it, it'll just be essentially like gathering information about it. You can roll with study.
Okay. Risky.
Standard, you're getting an extra die for Milos helping you.
Okay. Let's do it. 2 dice. Ha! One of the boxes ends up in the canal.
This is where there's like a bomb in one of them or something. No, we do here.
Yog Sothoth was waiting in that box.
No, I think the worst thing that can happen here is that you find lots of valuables in these boxes that you're not supposed to be fucking with.
Yeah,
I think that's the worst thing that can happen.
The worst thing that happens is it's exactly what you want it to be.
Yeah. And so, yeah, this is. So it's like clear that the manifest and everything is totally off base. It's not what it claims to be.
Yeah.
And it's also like not at all something that the Kinclades should have.
Even better. So it's like a bunch of like
Yeah, let
occult
me-
stuff and
Let me double check my notes because there's some stuff around this. And I think like, yeah, I'm gonna go deep on this one.
What if this leads to a complication with the boat? Because they take it and they're like, let's get out of here and come back.
Oh, this is inherently complicated value.
Yeah.
So there is a letter inside one of the boxes as well, or like a pamphlet full of letters, and it's like a long list of correspondence between Brandon Kinclave and like an unnamed party who only ever signs with a. Sorry, I have to dig up a name of an NPC who is like a named person in the setting. Let me just grab.
Oh god,
no.
I think I know who you're digging up.
No, this is so easy. It's signed with an S,
Yeah.
obvious.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Signed with an
Of
S.
course it's signed with an S. Why?
And
I'm not.
they
I'm
talk
not
a
getting
lot
it
about
yet.
using some intermediaries to like move some stuff around, and how about appointed times and appeasing whatever's. There's lots of like vague language where they make very evocative statements, but then leave out like important like pronouns or specific names. And all of the letters that come from S have like the remains of a big wax seal on them. They're clear. It's like written on fine paper. It's clearly a wealthy noble. And then Brandon's letters are very like pleading. It's like it's like a record of him being blackmailed, but he's kept all the letters.
Okay.
Oh my god.
From both sides of it, and they've all ended up here. And then the boxes are all full of. There's like shitloads of money, just straight up. There's like boxes full of like silver bars,
Yeah.
and then a shitload of drugs.
Okay.
Which like none of this lines up. So the things on the manifest are all weird occult things, but then the boxes are actually full of drugs and money and evidence of blackmail.
Okay.
And apparently some kind of weird occult dealing between Brandon Kinclave and one S.
S.
Which is for sexy, dirty money as well.
Yeah.
It's like 8 coin. Yeah, it's 10 coin worth of stuff that the Hive has laid claim to. And told you not to touch.
Yeah, we should take that.
And I will just take this moment to casually remind you that you're a +2 with the Hive.
So we could take a hit.
Or you could throw away one of the only friends you have.
It's an important thing to consider.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
I-
I'm not
I
there to
feel-
consider it.
It's-
So maybe that's fine with you, right?
So-
Maybe that's fine to take you got the word
So
on.
this gets even better. So we're going to like they pry open the one box filled with silver bars, and Milos and Ivan just look at each other, and then
Yeah,
it
and
cuts
Milos,
to
Wipes a little bit of drool off the corner.
Yeah.
and it immediately cuts to the
Thornton
other.
song. Yeah.
Yeah, and like you have it's like the money and the like record of the extortion
Yeah.
all in the same like coffer. And so yeah, like Ivan starts leaping through that and getting to the bottom of this whole thing, and Milos is like reading over your shoulder and being like, yes, you see, it's classic tactic. Like he knows all about
perfect.
the extortion angles, right?
Oh, so we're just totally talking about the extortion going on.
Well, yeah, like it's
the-
like everything's laid out in front of you, like it's
like the
crystal
silver
clear.
coins or the silver bars, they're cool.
But
But
Milos
what
is
is
really into
this?
the like, yeah, this is like porn for Milos.
Oh yeah,
'Cause
absolutely.
It's two people he hates, he's sure of it, just fucking each other over, and he loves it. And then he gets to take all the money. It's his like
It's like his
everything.
dream. It's like Milos's dream.
And so yeah, he's taking like great joy in going over this with Ivan. And I'm sure Ivan's just like, this is like a new world to Ivan that people do this kind of thing. To each
Yeah,
other.
this is going in my dossier later.
Like, oh, this is fascinating. A study on the human
Or a
behavior.
dissertation. This is going in my dissertation later.
Okay, so meanwhile, in the party,
Meanwhile, I think what we do is we take a
Just
break,
take a break?
on the
Take a break,
meanwhile,
okay.
and then come back
After
and
this
see what
commercial break.
what Thorn and Song have been up to in the meantime. Stay right there. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back right after.
Don't
a
touch
quick
that
break.
dial.
Yeah. If you have a dial on your computer, don't touch it, I guess.